This is the best way to never overpay for a property again here in Austin, Texas. Because so often I see people paying more than they should for houses, especially in this market. So this is what I break down for you super quickly how to get the best deal moving forward. And my team that I run here in Austin, Texas, had done $1.5 billion in transactions over the past few years. And my biggest savings to date have been worth $373,000 on one house. My next biggest one is $260,000 on buying properties. And on average, we save our buyer clients $79,000 and $200. So $79,000 per transaction we save for our clients here in Greater Austin, Texas. And right now, this is a buyer's market. In 2025, today's date is October 9th, 2025. If you're buying a property, this is by far the best time to do so. For context for you, we just broke a record in a 1.3-mile radius for selling a property in the 3 days for $100K above asking price. Outperformed every agent and home at 199 properties in that 1.3 miles. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, like, this sounds like a seller's market. You got a home sold so quickly, multiple offers, 100K above asking price. This has to be a seller's market. No, because one, we did an amazing job marketing the property, but two, every home besides ours sold below asking price, or at the very best at asking price. And the biggest discount that I saw was over $450,000 on one property after like 2 months of being on the marketplace. And this is why it's so imperative to have a good agent or understand yourself how to actually understand the pricing behind buying properties here in Greater Austin, Texas, or beyond, honestly. I'm going to kind of walk you through exactly a few ways that we understand how to do this. If I come up to my matrix and I type in Austin, Texas, and most of our clients are luxury, but I'll kind of break down a few points for you. I'll break down luxury real estate, I'll break down investing, I'll also break down those who are like first-time home buyers or entry-level buyers as well. To kind of give you a good rule of thumb for all three divisions, from high-end to the middle round to all the way to the next level of stage of their point as well too. And of course, for investors, it could be commercial properties, it could be, multifamily, storage units, and so forth. Today, my client and I broke down a deal for him. He almost about $3 million for storage units. So, like, we understand all aspects, but make this one super simple. We'll just break down those three criteria. So, let's start off from lowest to highest. So, we're going to break down the first-time home buyers first, and what the best price is, and how to understand how to actually make an offer on these properties. So number one, this is the home here. This one is kind of falling apart. So you probably won't buy this one as a first-time home buyer. This is more an investor deal. So we'll hold off on this one for now. Same for this one. Same for this one. Looks like it's actually a single-family home. So this one here is a single-family home here in Austin, Texas. And you see that they is a 950 square feet, been on market for 36 days. However, CDOM, which is cumulative days on market, is almost 2 years, 540 days. And it started off at $470,000 for them to be exact. It's the same exact price, and this is why this property isn't selling. And for us, this tells us that one or two things. Either one, the sellers are super stubborn and won't push on price, or two, they just haven't found a good client yet, because a lot of people, when they see homes on market for this long and overpriced especially, they don't want to make an offer in the first place and waste their time. And these are some of the best deals out there. So the way I break down pricing on this one is 1 days on market. If I know it's past 30 days even, we have some pretty good strategies to get the best price for us. Because in this market, as I said before, we sold a house within 3 days, all cash, $1 million, multiple offers, huge bidding war. If it's priced correctly and marketed correctly, a home's to sell within the first 2 weeks in any kind of marketplace. Up, down, sideways does not matter. So for this one, if it's priced correctly from day one and marketed correctly, it's already sold. So now I'm looking at a 0.5 mile radius of this house, and I know this property is a 950 square feet property. So I want to look at homes that are in between 400 square feet in either direction. So let's do 1,200 and 600, a little less than 400. And I can see right now there are 6 properties on the market that are like that property. 469, 500, 550, 625, 1 day on market. But you can see though, the clear picture that a lot of these people are using our subject property as their benchmark for pricing their property as well. They say, hey, this house down the street is at 469. Mine's better. Let's price at this price point instead. And you can look at these properties. This one got a nice view. It has upgrades. It's probably is nicer to some degree than the other house we saw before. This one's 550. Same kind of thought process, upgrades, and so forth. This one is 625, 2025 build, brand new, inside of the same area. Now, what a lot of people do for home buyers and even agents, they see that these homes are active and say, okay, these are active, all at the same price point, offering 470. In this case, is fair, which is thought. It's far from the truth because it did not tell us the full picture. I want to see what is actually selling, because what's selling is a true comp. So we had a sell price, expired, withdrawn. I can now see the home down the street from them, same size from our subject property, sold for $355,000 in 47 days. Our next one that sold in 13 days, sold for $600,000, 608, is 1,000 square feet, and it's probably pre-upgraded as well. You can see this is upgrades. Nice backyard. They really landscaped it. Probably had good marketing, and the list goes on. Whereas this is all subject property, really similar in terms of the front of the house. Almost the same exact build out. So it has the same columns, same aspects, probably the same builder on the same property. Whereas for this one, wanting to see how the house is not staged. So already, if it's not staged and the upgrade of these old kitchens and so forth, we should not use this house as a comp. And I bet you the agent who's selling this property says this home sold for $600,000. I'm only asking for $470. It's a fair deal. But as we said before, if I look back on this property over here, this one sold for $355,000, different home, but same neighborhood, and similar size. And the rehab is also kind of the same. In some cases, this one has a better job when it comes to kitchens. So we now know that all comp should be more like this one that sold recently. And what I do for my sellers is I showcase the data behind the properties we're going to make offers on to the listing agent, because it's really hard to argue with data. If I say this same property just sold for $355, off of $370, same size as yours, same areas as yours, and even almost the same acreage as yours, why would I pay you over $100K more for the same property? And it's really hard to argue with that. So right now, I know we can probably save our clients at least minimum 5 figures, if not up to 6+ figures, with that one quick nuance. So let's kind of look at it again. Let's kind of go for the whole picture again. Let's see what the homes you have on the market. This is under contract. This is $410,000, same size in 8 days. Again, this home also needs rehab. This is a flip opportunity. So we now know our range for this property is going to be anywhere from $330,000 to $410,000. So we can easily say, hey, I'm going to offer us $60,000 on this property and call it a good investment and good purchase as a first-time home buyer. So this is how we do our math. A lot of times when people are doing offers, they just say, well, this home is priced at $470. I think offering $450 is fair. $430 is fair. And we should not do that. We should also do CMAs as well. Comparable market analysis to understand what's going on. That's step one. Step two is also days on market. If it's been on the market for 36 days, but 540 overall, this gives us even more negotiation ability to say, hey, you're probably desperate. If you don't make this offer now, it's never going to sell. If it does sell, it's going to be a lot less than I'm offering you as well. So then I come down to history. You can see as well what has happened over the past 2 years. They started at $500,000. Before that, they tried to do $599,000. Before that, they closed for $375,000 in 2016. So they've been off and on the market for 2016, and they probably won't accept. Again, this is a big part of it. Like, they probably won't accept lower than $375,000, even though they probably made money every single year in that timeline. So $400,000 we saw before in this one, that's $410,000 on a contract, may work for them. They're making $25,000 after agent fees. They're probably breaking even, maybe making $5,000-$10,000, and they may be open to it. But this is also why these people haven't sold yet, because they were so invested in that sunk loss fallacy that's keeping them at $470 price point, and they've tried to sell the house again in all different areas. So when you're looking at homes for yourself to buy, one, I understand this yourself, or have an agent like myself who can do this for you. And again, if you want more support on how to do this, more insights and negotiations on your side, down below, the link in the description or the first comment, how if you call me, my team, I can walk you through exactly how you save more money when buying a house yourself in any kind of market across America, but especially here in Central Texas. But let's kind of jump back into a whole breakdown. And also, again, a little quick clarity for you. Just so you know, you can trust who I'm talking to. My team's done $1.6 billion in transactions. I'm one of the top agents in all USA within eXp Realty. From week to date, 13 for USA, 1 for Texas, 1 for Austin, number 2 for Austin. Year to date, right now, top 5. We are number 1 for Pflugerville, for Marble Falls, also Manor, I believe. We ranked number 1 for every major city here in Greater Austin. I'm also a TV show host as well, with features on HGTV, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, and more. We showcase our buyers and sellers on this platform, giving them better deals. And again, we've saved deals of our clients to $260,000 from all types of home for high-end luxury real estate of $8 million, rural home, land, commercial. Say this client here over $373,000, and the list goes on. We do a lot of amazing things for our clients, and this is why I'm so passionate about pricing and understanding the psychology behind the best deal when you are actually making your next purchase. So single family, they probably will accept a $50K discount, $60K discount, maybe even $400K, even because they're probably pretty desperate. Because if you think about this, they also have holding costs. Holding costs is what it sounds like. If their mortgage is, let's say, $2,000 a month, and the taxes and the insurance and everything else adds up to $500 a month, that's $2.5K a month. And so far, they've been trying for about 24 months, to say 20 months for easy math. If I break down the whole timeline, we know they spent like $40,000, if not way more, over the course of the time trying to sell the house and holding costs. So let's make some exactly on my math. 2.5 times 20, so 50K, off by 10K. So they've spent $50,000 to hold on to this property. So right there, if they were to just put it at 410, they would have made the same amount of money in the first place. And when I talked to the agent about this psychology and how they're losing money, and it could be another 2 years until the how much he sells at this price point, they'll lose another 50K. So what's more important, losing it now or losing it later? So this is how you do pricing for like a first-time home buyer. The home is pretty upkept, it's not falling apart. Needs some staging, obviously, but has a nice yard and so forth. So this gives us a good example of how it looks to buy a property in terms of a high-end, first-time home buyer. Now let's go to investors, because this is our next stage. We have first-time home buyers. Now we have investors. And again, at the end of this video, I'll break down luxury real estate for you as well, how that pricing works. And also when you're doing pricing, I also like to look what's happening on a national level in terms of the mortgage, from the rates, from the market as a whole, and the psychology behind that as a whole, buyer psychology. Then down to the state level, then down to the city level, and finally down to a local level. So I'm doing my pricing psychology for my clients on the buy and sell side. I want to see what's actually happening on a full scale, give us a better picture of what to do for ourselves. Now let's do investors. So if I'm looking at investor clients, this house is obviously a tear down. So if you're a complete developer, this could be for that regard, to just buying land in this regard. I'm gonna find one that's gonna be more of a fix and flip, maybe a buy and hold, rehab for yourself. Just kind of have a more of a broad scale for us. A lot of people are not doing development. Most people who are investing in this marketplace are probably doing so for a quicker return on investment. So this was pretty done. This one also flipped as well. And we're looking for homes that need some, love and care. This, you see here, the front of the porch is kind of beat up. Could be new paint, new power washing, new flooring all together for the whole house. It's a corner lot. And there's no photos really of the inside, which tells me that this property probably needs to be rehabbed. So as an investor, I would come in here, do the same exact thing we did before. Go back to this. The size is 1,000 square feet. Come in here. And then I'm going to look at the price at the square foot of this area. And funny enough, the home I just sold was in the same area code. For 78702, with the same area code, we outperformed every agent in that 1.3 mile radius, so for $1 million. So you can get really good prices in this neighborhood as well. This is kind of high hopes for this one. So again, 0.5, since it's 1,000 square feet, I'm going to do 700 to, let's say, 1,300. There are 12 opportunities that are on the marketplace. And again, I'm going to see what actually is selling and also see what is going to be withdrawn and expired. So these expired homes, like this one, tells me that they tried to see this house we just saw a little bit ago. So they expired at 470. They didn't change much. This one's withdrawn. So this is a good example. This is $850,000. The agent either lied to them or the seller is just, unreasonable. They priced it too high. It needs to be rehabbed. You can see that it does have staging on the house, but overall, you can tell the floors are pretty outdated. The finishing is kind of nice, but there's a lot of stuff in this house that does not command 800K price point, 850 price point. So after 50 days, they withdrawn, took off the market, and applied to rehabs. So we also know that for all home here, 1,000 square feet, at 800K, maybe too high for easy rehab. 355. This is $600,000. Again, this is 1,000 square feet, the one we saw before. It has some upgrades and so forth. So we know that to some degree, if we were to add a storage unit, distribute landscaping to the back of this house, it's 0.135 acres, 0.2 acres. High end, maybe we get 550, maybe we get 525, 500 for this property, and as now it's listed for 535. So they're listing at the ask price it should be for ARV, which is after repair value. So I know that for us, this is probably not a good investment, and the delta is just too far along for us to work. I know without a doubt, for the most part, that they won't accept, even after 500 days and 3 months on the market, a offer that would make sense for us. Because again, we want to find a property that has some room for margin. So if I come over here, I use this fancy calculator. When it comes down to my clients, this is a cash offer for the math. If it's 550, let's say it's 550 for ARV, actually to 525 for ARV. So 525 is our ARV here. Right, come over here. Why? I know why. Sorry about that. One moment, me change my Google to this one so it works for us here, and then go back to our pricing point. Make sure this is there. So it offering 525, which I think is probably going to be a safe ARV. Again, the new ARV is a flipper, or you're going to buy and hold. So if you finance or do a HELOC, which is a home line credit, I want to make sure that we're trying to go as low as we can in terms of what's actually possible for this property. So if it's 525, and I think the purchase price for that property to get a good margin for us is probably close to like 370 or 375 because the same exact market. So we already know that the price here that we're selling ranges from like 330 to 410. So 475 for a home that needs to be flipped is good. If it's $80,000 for the rehab, we are still in the negative here. So even after that, we're still in the negative. If I did a all cash deal instead, let's change back to this one. All cash deal instead. Now with a 550 price point, we purchase at 375 for 75K down rehab price. We're still only making $48,000, and the margins is too low for it to work for us. So we have to offer like, let's say 365, and now we're making $60,000, and the margin is high enough for us to invest in this and not lose out on money and capital. So this is for investors. For investors, how do we do this? And for those watching who are investors and you want to have this for yourself, down below, send me an email, title, calculator, and I'll send it your way. No strings attached, totally for free to have it for yourself as well to use when making offers on properties as a cash deal or a 7% roll if you're using hard money or private money for that regards as well. So there's more value to you. And for those who are not wanting to do that as an investor, you still want it, you can have it too, totally for free. So down below, just do like calculator, send me an email in the subject line, the calculator, and I'll send it your way. So this is how we do this deal here. So for an investment deal, this will not work. So if I keep going down the list, let's find one that would work for us. Because there are lots out there. And all these are 2. I think I'm going to expand my margin a little bit more. Let's do 3 miles. So it's not just all in the same location for us. So this home is 320. This is definitely a fix and flip. You buy this property and then use it as an investment deal. This is 2-1 area. Been half a year, $530,000 in the marketplace. Again, the same exact math. I'm gonna kind of look at the history of this house. I see they bought it so long ago you can't even see what they bought it for. But I do know that they tried to sell for $585 at one point in time. Went down to $355, then expired, and now it's at 305. They increased the price. Prices make it look more active again on the marketplace. Not a good strategy, but people do that. So 320. So we know on the bottom line, they probably accept 305. That's the old offer price point. If I come over here to the same exact strategy, do this, 0.5 mile radius. This is 864 square feet. So I'm going to do, say, 500 to 1200. There are 15 options. The first one is 230 after 200 days. So I bet you it was actually purchased below 230. And it's also really similar. You got junk in the yard. You can see all the new homes. So this is going to be probably a tear down. You'd buy it, tear it down, do a development deal to match other homes in the area. Or if you wanted to, you can rehab it and make it look nice again as well. There's no photos on the inside. It's a tear down opportunity for 230. If I look at all the other deals, this one is at 555 pending after a month, totally rehabbed, brand new, kind of similar to this house. It's a home, single family. It has less acreage than this one. Less size than this one. Similar acreage. So we know based on this math alone, you could probably get 575, maybe 6 maximum. I probably bank on a 565 to 585 because not much more than that in terms of square foot, especially if it's $800 a square foot right now. This is pending. Again, pending does not mean this is a true comp for us. We just know that, like, to within reason, they're around that price point more than likely after 29 days, first time on market. And they did a great job with the flip. The location is also not that nice. So it's kind of similar to this one. Not super nice location. And if I can do the math now, again, the same before, I think it's 575. Oops. And we say it's 575 to rehab it. And we can buy at, so I want to use the lowest comp here to use that against them. 230, a little bit less than us. And then there's 320, 275. And also, again, keep in mind, nothing's selling here. All of these homes are trying to sell. This one expired at 275. So we also know as a comp that at that price point is too high. You can probably offer them 250. Will they accept it? We don't know, but we do know at a true market value based on the comp sale, 250 is probably a fair deal for all parties involved. And if it's $125,000 if we have the whole house, we would still make $150,000 from this flip. Crazy, right? And a lot of people I know who are investors, like, I hate MLS deals. They don't work. They can. I have done so many of these deals with my clients that have made 5 to 6 plus figures per flip because I understand the pricing behind how to buy homes at a good price point. And this home here, we don't know about the foundation. We don't know about the roof. This could change. It could change drastically. But let's say even if it's changed and somehow it's now $200,000, which I think is too high to buy, that's $75,000 still in profit. So this would be a really good deal for somebody to invest in. He bought $250. But more than likely, $150 is probably enough to get it totally rehabbed. And that is $124, $125 in profit. And even he has some wiggle room, you can see them down below. If it's sold for $550 instead, that's $100,000. If you got $595, that's $150,000. So this is how I evaluate a good deal for my investor clients to help them understand what's actually possible out there to give them some good rule of thumb. I'm going to use the worst comps. I'm going to use the sold comps as all rule of thumb as well. Again, this is 230, similar size, same location. This is 275 and expired. It tells me that this is going to be too high of a price point. And this is the same area. It's 864 square feet. So you can see here, this is a really, really good rule of thumb. And again, I want to use our pending deals that are higher, active deals that are higher in that same location to see how close can we be to this price point. This right here is going to be a rehab deal, same area, a little bit bigger actually. This one is 475, same exact thing, all rehab, brand new. So if I use the worst comps in this regards for active deals in the area, we have to go and change it and say that's too high. Let's do 475. And then we do and say 100K, for the rehab. That's the 80K in profit. So even at a low ARV for worst case scenario, if the rehab works for us, it could be that. And also what's nice about buying investment properties is there's 3 rounds of negotiations. Round 1 is the first offer. Round 2 is going to be during the inspection period. I got clients down like 80K before during inspections on this buy side for my clients. And then you have appraisal. So all 3 steps helps us get our number down even lower. Let's say, hey, we did an inspection. It's going to cost us extra 40K to fix this property. I want off $40,000, which is $210, which maybe the home next door sold for. We now have the same kind of margin point. So we're going to use this exactly rule of thumb to help us get the best deal. And again, for all we know, we can even sell for that 500K, 550 price point. For us, we help our clients on the buy and sell side, and we've broken records on both sides for buying and selling. So this is investor. This is how you do investment deals. Super easily for yourself. We understand the best price to pay for and so forth. Now, let's break down luxury real estate, see how that one looks for us as well. And for those watching as well, if you want to see commercial real estate transactions, down below, do the hashtag commercial, and I'll make one of those for you as well. Because I do a lot of commercial deals when it comes to storage units, from farming ranches, a lot of apartment complexes, mobile homes, and so forth for our clients that have large budgets to small budgets. So I'm happy to do that for you as well for underwriting, to see the cap rate and all those different things as well. Now let's do Austin. Let's do high-end homes instead. So let's go upwards in price. Now, at a certain price point, if you're doing homes that are like $18 million, this is probably one of the biggest homes right now. I think 25 is the largest one in Austin. It will be a harder comp to do because not many like homes. At that point, it's more about what you think is best for yourself and for your family. Are you buying it? What are your expenses? This is a luxury purchase. It's not going to be much of an investment deal unless you're buying it for like vacation homes, for high-end Airbnbs, for retreats for your team and for your clients, and so forth. And again, you can still do comps for these obviously as well. It just takes more time. So this one I'm gonna pass on for us for now because like doing comp for this takes way more time than doing comp for like a home that's more readily available. As I say here, the home that's on the river. And it looks super beautiful, super nice. It's $17.5 million. We have this one is 14, 11, 10 on the island as well. So this is another one that's on the island. There's a whole exact bench park for it. Super beautiful, super spacious. And this is 3,000 square feet. So this is half the size of this one here. And also about half the acreage as well. So like 17.5 on apples to apples. This is actually a great deal on paper. Now, of course, when doing negotiations, I can see 30 days in market. We would use that to our advantage because it's been a while. It tells us probably overpriced or they haven't found a buyer because this takes more marketing and PR as well to buy a home like this. And then let's go down to a home that is going to be more comps. Another one that's on the island, right in the river, different little beachfront home as well. You can see it's over here. This is going to be 8,000 square feet, 0.5 acres. So I'm using, right now you can kind of see the way I do comps on this one as well. It's like what's actually happening in different price points in the same location. When it comes to comps for high and luxury homes, sometimes going further, not as your true comp, this gives us an idea of selling in that location already. So I'll come over here. Let's say that we want to use this house as our comp. I'll come back over here to our criteria. We do this. So, yep, we'll take off all the square foot because we won't find many options anyways. And that was 12 options in a 0.5 mile radius for this house. Let's kind of see what's happening. So we have some active, some closed, withdrawn, expired, and so forth. And right now, for the highest price point is a home we saw before for $18 million. It's 10,000 square feet, 3.2 acres, and it has 2 different lots. This home would not be a good comp for this house because it's totally different from one another, not even close. So this is one thing we see. This is back to the island again that has that nice features for $17.5 million, 8,000 square feet, 1.7. This is 8,000 square feet, 0.5, half the price, but it's not on the island like this one is or on the peninsula. Here's our subject property. And from there, this is our next one. This one is a good comp for us. This is 9,000 square feet, 1.3 acres. So it's actually larger than our subject property and also $2 million below, 2.5. And it's been 100 days, so over 3 months. This gives us a good idea of what the home is actually worth because this one hasn't sold yet. And it looks beautiful. It has amazing features. It's super grand in spaces, nice finishes, and it has a lot of amenities as well. There's no water access. So that water access does have a huge value, but normally water access adds an extra $100,000 to $500,000 of true value, depending on who you are and where you go. So even then, if I added $1 million in value because of water they have there, it still would not be worth as much. So let's say $8 million in the low end there. This is one comp. Again, this is much larger and also a much bigger acreage as well. This one is on the water. It's 0.5 acres and 7.7 thousand square feet. This is 8,000 square feet. Looks kind of like a castle almost as well. A nice estate. This one looks more like a Mexican style property. Same with that thought process on the river and so forth. And if I'm looking at this property, it has like upgrades, nice finishes, nice library, class office. It's on the water as well. Overlooking it, hot tub, and so forth, and a boat dock. List goes on. This one has been active for 1,100 days and over 566 days active on market. We know that this home is overpriced as well. Because after 5 years, 4 years to be on the market back and forth, and that's 2 years here, we know it should already be sold. So 6.5 even for this property may be too high. Unless there's amazing upgrades and finishes we don't know about, this one's also overpriced as well. Same location, 78731. And let's keep on our list. This one is 4,000 square feet, a little too small. This is 6,000 square feet. So you can see this one also expired. And then let's see if we can find anything that's actually pending or under contract. So there's one closed home on the water. This is the subject property. Nice upgrades. Has some good features. Pool. It's 4,000 square feet and also 0.3 acres. So if I were to do a square foot price, this is $611. I looked at this house as well at 11.1.1, 1.2. I would say, based on this comp alone, it's probably worth $4 to $5 million. And if I look at all the comps here, none of these properties have sold. So this one, wrong tab. Look at all these homes here that are in this area. This one is for 6.5, hasn't sold in 4+ years. This one is 7.2. So based on this, I actually would say that this is probably worth closer to 5.5 to maybe $6 million maximum, but to some degree, maybe even 4.5, since we have this one sold comp as our benchmark. That's how we do pricing. Now, if I go even further, though, make it even more comparable, let's say what's happened after 190 days. There have been 2 more homes that have closed in 190 days in that area. This one is 4,000 square feet, super large spaces, not on the river, but super close to it, looking at the property as well. Again, it adds up to 100 to maybe 300K, if being conservative in prices. And it's sold for 1,000 square foot. It took them 122 days on the marketplace. Let's look at actually seeing price per square foot. It closed at 907. So if I'm doing math again, which I love to do, we just did math alone, which is 907.24, and we look at our square foot here at 8,286. That means on just a math basis, the highest they could do on a sold comp would be $7.5 million on the high end. We just did price per square foot, which I don't think is a fair thing to do because so many features are involved with that. And if we add in the lake access, maybe $7.8 million. And this is how we can see super easily like what the comps really look like for us to get the best price for our clients on the buy and sell side. Again, let's go even further. This is for fun, kind of see what's happening here. 1 year in the past, and this one sold for $4.6 million. I'm probably get close to be canceled the square foot price. This one is also not on the water, so again, a little bit different features for us. 4.6, so 4.6 took them 4 days of on the marketplace. So we know that this is actually a good comp for that price. It is priced correctly, 5,000 square feet, 0.5 acres. We have a 3,000 square feet difference in terms of prices still. This is $898 per acre, per square foot, 0.26 times 8,286. Now $7.4 million. So now we know our delta could be anywhere from $5 million to a fair market value, which is probably not actually fair because of all the upgrades and it is a beautiful home, up to $7.8 million, $7.5 million. Again, based on the comps that we see, like this one being really similar to the price in square foot for almost 4 years, also on water, not the same as water, but also have water access, we know that even 6.5 may be too high. Now, the problem is for luxury sellers and buyers, a lot of them are more sophisticated, they're more savvy, and they're really stuck on certain prices, so they may not even budge, which is why they haven't sold yet. They've probably been offered, 8.5, 9 million, $7.8 million in the past, and it says no. So just because it's a true market value doesn't always mean that is what you should pay for, because again, it's still a luxury purchase. And at that point, I decide, why am I buying this property? Am I buying it for myself, for my family, because I love the property so much? Is it more an investment or emotional? Something I learned from one of my mentors who's worth millions and millions of dollars is always said that you can't have both. You can't have an investment and a personal property. You can within reason, but for the most part, you have to decide, what do you want? Should it be personal or should it be an investment? And if it's personal, maybe spending $8 million, $7.8 million is worth it to you. If it's not, then you just wait for a while and see what happens. A lot of times people will drop prices the longer it goes, and you can stay in conversations with them in the meantime. And a lot of times, again, like I said before, in luxury real estate, people will use the comps or oldest as a value marker as well. Saying, well, this is $18 million, mine's at least 17.5. And this is probably worth $15 million. maybe a little bit less. So it all depends on how you look at the price point for it. Again, this is $10 million for this one, probably worth like 8 to 9, is my imagine, if you really think about the math there. And this is how you kind of use the comps there. So again, we kind of just broke down what it looks like to buy in 4 different kind of asset classes. We broke down how it looks to buy a home for a first-time home buyers, did the whole math behind that. We broke down investment deals. You can hear more about that as well for commercial. Let me know down below. And again, with my calculator for free down below. Send me an email. I'll send it to you completely for free. No strings attached, no logins. And then also we broke down luxury real estate in a few different ways. And this is how I understand how to really price home correctly and buy home for the best prices. And this is why we save our clients on average 5 to 6 figures, but exactly around $79,000 for buying homes, the highest one to date, with $373,000 on buying a property. I understand pricing to a whole new level, and now you do as well. Thanks for watching. Who do you know as you see this video? Down below, share this with your friends who want to love this kind of video and content. Tag them down below, and I'll see you at the top. Thanks for watching, and the best of yet. I'll see you in the next one.